The volumes are very encouraging and Axis Bank should be seeing a new high. The second buy is on Reliance Industries for a target of 1065, stop loss of 1020. If a 15 minutes volume chart is studied, we can see an inclining volume pattern. 1015 is the price point from where the stock has taken off. The last buy is on Tata Motors for a target of 545, stop loss of 500. The stock has reversed the recent downtrend very sharply. This has made it cross the previous highs of 522. We should now be headed towards 545.
Okay, there are some recommendations coming in from Manish Hathi-Ramani as well. So, a buy recommendation there coming in from Tata Motors. Let's get in some more recommendations then, and Urmil Shah, research analyst, institutional equities at IDBI Capital, also has some recommendations, or rather highlighting the mid-cap pick of the week. Let's hear out.
For this week from IDBI Capital, our mid-cap pick for the week is Cyient. Why we like the stock? We basically are very positive on its S3 strategy, which it has adopted for differentiation. S3 basically standing for services, systems and solutions, where it is trying to be the end-to-end services provider for its clients. Again, its focus area being aerospace and defense and medical devices. Aerospace, an area where it already has a very strong presence. We believe that this strategy augurs well in differentiating itself from other IT companies and should enable it to outperform the sector over medium to long term. Talking about FY 17 and 18, we expect it to outperform the sector in this period as well, and expect a revenue CAGR of 12.9% and a EPS CAGR of 16.2%. Our target PER is 14 times on FY 18 earnings with a target price of 549. However, we believe that there is a upside to our earnings forecast as well as the target multiple, as it demonstrates its S3 strategy.
Okay, there are some recommendations, or rather the mid-cap pick highlighted. Cyient is the one on the IDBI Capital's radar. But let's move on and get you some commodity strategies as well away from equities. Dharmesh Bhatia joins us on the show. Dharmesh, great to have you with us. First up, what's your strategy as far as gold is concerned?
Good morning. If you see, the gold price is still hovering around 1300 odd levels mark, which is a very crucial support. Last week, if you see, the market was in a range of 1320 to 1350 levels. After the Yellen news, the market has given a sharp correction. Currently, I'm expecting the market to show some kind of consolidation phase for this weekend. But the Indian market, just because of rupee concern, the price will not fall that much comparatively. But any speculative rise around 31,000 is a good level to accumulate short. I'm expecting coming days the price will touch the previous support of $13 to $1,300. In domestic market, you can see around 300 to 500 rupees correction from current level also. So sell on rise is a strategy for gold for short term.
What's the view on copper then?
Talking about base metal, the king Dr. Copper is still hovering, and I'm not seeing any kind of positive news for it. Compared to just last quarter, the market has run up almost 10% from 300 to 330. But currently, with fundamentally there's no support in the market, I'm expecting the price to show further weakness. Just again, because of rupee concern, my is not falling comparatively, which that trust. But I'm expecting the copper to head towards 300 on 5 to 300 level in short term.
Okay, and in terms of crude, what is it that you would like to suggest?
See, crude, fundamentally, there is a mixed view currently showing in the market, but if you see the volatility index of the crude is much more than compared to any other asset class or commodities or FX. If you see from June to July, market has rose almost 30-31% rise. And again, if you see the comparative from year to till date, from Jan to 90% fluctuation is seen. But currently, market is not able to breach the $50 mark. As seen as a Middle East point of view, I'm seeing that market has a fundamental buying is going on, especially the summer demand is heavy in this region. But if you see the supply constraint, it's still very active, and you can see both the region is supplying heavily, especially Iran and Saudi Arabia. So that is showing some negative news. But overall, I am expecting until the price does not breach $50 odd mark, I will not suggest you to go long. Any speculative rise is a good level to accumulate short. And you can see the price, maybe 50 to 100 rupees correction from current level. You can see maybe intraday or day or so.
Okay, thanks for that. But let's also get in a view then on spot dollar. What's the trading strategy here?
Dollar, I'm still expecting the dollar to go strengthen compared to its Indian rupee market. I'm expecting the price to touch around 67.30. If you see last few trading session, also for last 2 to 3 weeks, price unable to close below approximately 67 on 66.80 level. Any dip below 67 is a good level to accumulate long dollar, and you can see the price reaching 67.40 to 67.80 in coming weeks. In winter, you can see like fourth quarter from this region, you can see the price to touch around 68.50 also. So buying on dips on dollar is advisable.
Okay, those are some recommendations coming in from Dharmesh Bhatia. But Dharmesh, we have a viewer query which is based on commodities. Amit Patel has sent in an email. Now he wants to know if one should trade in gold with so many uncertainties in the market. What is your suggestion to Amit?
See, Amit, I would suggest you that gold is currently is one of the safe haven commodity, but if you see the market is moving very volatility, especially because of the Yellen news, and you can see the market has not shown any kind of sign. But any interest rate rise can give us sharp decline to the gold price. So my suggestion is wait and watch, but technically it is not able to close below $1,300. So speculation can arise at this level, 1,300 level. You can start accumulating, but it is purely speculative move. And upside, you can see 52 weeks high is around 1,376, 1,378 level. You can book profit at that level. But any close below 1,300 give a sharp correction in the market price. But I am expecting that market will give a very volatile move during the Congress election time, especially in US, which comes in November, December. In the month of 2 months, you can see very volatility. But strict stop loss will be $1,300, and you can take a risk of buying on dips around $1,310 or $1,305 mark.
Okay, that's the view coming in. Thanks very much for filling us in with those recommendations. Meantime, let's also hear out some more fundamental recommendations from Rajesh Kothari of AlfAccurate about his long-term ideas.
The company is rightly positioned to capitalize on opportunity. The content per car is keep increasing or going forward. And I think the focus is on innovation for Motherson Sumi. So as you do more innovation, your content per car will keep moving up. And the focus is on ROCE, which is on capital employed, which they are targeting 40% by 2020. So I think it's a good compounding story over next 2.5 to 3 years. And I think it's a buy declines. Any decline should be used as an opportunity to add to your portfolio. Is probably one of the biggest theme within CapEx, is one of the first beneficiary in last probably 1 or 2 quarters, and I think that theme will continue. So we are holding few companies within the road portfolio, and KNR I think is also probably post result is a very impressive result because the execution has been very strong. So while the margins have reduced because of one-time bonus gains which they have done in last 1 year or so, therefore the margins are now reduced, but the execution has been very strong. And I think is probably one of the few companies with a very strong credit rating, very low debt equity, and very strong, return on capital employed and return on net worth. So I think companies like this within the road space, we are holding in our portfolio, and I think it will continue to gain probably over next 2 to 3 years because the underlying theme is very strong.
Okay, that's the word coming in on Motherson Sumi. But let's move on and get a check on the markets as well. Trading extremely flat as we speak. 85.73 on the last tick. No respite coming in, and it's been a pretty range-bound session, so to say, for the markets, just swinging between the red and green line. Just as we speak, trending in the negative zone. But take a look at some of the stocks that are actually trending extremely weak. It's HCL Technologies as well as TCS Wipro. So the weakness in the IT pack is evident. Add to that list Tech Mahindra as well. So all the 4 losers are from the IT space. Wipro down in trade by about 1.5%. So is TCS, HCL Technologies, in fact cuts coming in of close to 2%. And Lupin as well. So from the pharma space, it's Lupin that's trending lower. Power Grid, Asian Paints, all the stocks are trending lower. On the upside, it's Tata Motors as well as Tata Motors DVR. And with that, we're completely out of time on Buy Now, Sell Now. Thanks for watching. We have Market Sense coming up next. Stay tuned for that.
DHFL is back with its second issue of secured and redeemable NCDs of face value of Rs 1,000 each. The NCD issue opens 29th August, closes 12th September 2016. For risk factors and more details, refer to the shelf prospectus available on the websites of SEBI, stock exchanges, the company and the lead managers.
Big trends that we are noticing is that startups are becoming wiser about the need to focus on fundamentals. One of the big problems in India these days is that a lot of entrepreneurs are measuring success by funding.
12 months ago, many companies in the ecosystem, many investors were very focused on driving top-line growth. Today, the focus really is on viable business models, right? Probably the single biggest thing that I'm looking for is impact.
It starts with a spark that can change everything. But ideas don't come from nothing. They come from out there. Data and inspiration floating for the taking. And with the Internet of Things connecting us more than ever, we're committed to co-create a better tomorrow. The future is open to suggestions. This is social innovation. Hitachi, inspire the next.
BSE, India's most technologically advanced exchange.
प्रकाश की अहमियत हम खूब समझते हैं, तभी तो आपके दिल के कोने कोने को रोशन करने का जिम्मा लिया है हमने। HPL LED लाइटिंग, अब रोशन हो खुशियाँ।
Make your point on the News Hour. Join Arnav every night on the News Hour with your question. Head to the News Hour section of the New Times Now app.
My name is Yash and I'm a student of MCA.
Record your video to make your point and click send.
Yash is watching the News Hour debate tonight. Yash, wherever you are, here are your views.
India passport means you're an Indian citizen, right? And you're proud to be an Indian citizen.
Absolutely. Yash, thanks very much for your feedback.
Get closer to the country's most watched news show like never before.
Please download the Times Now app because I want you to follow the News Hour wherever you go. I want to see your questions come in, and if you're on the app, you can record and post your comments on the live debate that's going on right now.
Ask your question and join the debate with the new Times Now app.
DHFL is back with its second issue of secured and redeemable NCDs of face value of Rs 1,000 each. The NCD issue opens 29th August, closes 12th September 2016. For risk factors and more details, refer to the shelf prospectus available on the websites of SEBI, stock exchanges, the company and the lead managers.
ET Now is the undisputed leader in English business news.
Hey, it's such a big launch. It's such a big beta phase testing that is happening. It should actually be treated as a commercial launch.
Today is the big day wherein SBI is considering the merger with its associates.
Investors track every market move only on ET Now.
World over, global equity markets are scaling new heights. Liquidity is flowing into emerging markets. And I think that's clearly the source of this bull market.
And when India Inc. rides the wave of change, they trust only ET Now.
It is my dream to make 21st century to be Indo-American century.
The value of the shares as on the date the merger was announced sometime in May, based on that swap ratio has been decided.
Markets, business, politics, policy, always first, always right. ET Now, the best in business.
This week on the Auto Car Show.
This is the Renault Kwid, which after nearly a year of a trailblazing run comes to us in yet another avatar. This time round, it gets a bigger 1-liter engine. It's got more power for sure, but is it better? And should you be paying that little bit extra for it?
The answer on the Auto Car Show on ET Now.